Okay, so you've decided you want to start the process of looking at real estate. Maybe you're not sure you're completely ready, but you're ready to start your research. Maybe you got to move next Monday. But if you look online, you're going to find tons of suggestions, articles, websites about how to find the right agent or no agent at all. But that's literally only half the story. If you want to find the best property, get the best price you can find for it, and you have to be the best buyer that you can be. And obviously, I plan to be here today to teach you how to do that. So here's 5 steps for how to be a great buyer and how to get what you want out of your real estate. Step 1 or step 2, depending which order you want to do it in, you have to get pre-approved. This is one of those things we jump around about all the time. Buyers come and go with different levels of pre-approval. I can tell you honestly, it has been a major problem and more often than it hasn't been. And that is you've got to know what you can spend, and what you can spend typically, unless you have all that in an account, is what a lender will give you. So go start the pre-approval process. If you don't have a lender that you work with or that you trust, your agent better. I would think that they would. So if you find the agent first, they can help with the lender. Sometimes you find the lender first, they can help with the agent, which is why it's either step 1 or step 2. And keep in mind too, if you can't find lending, there is always owner financing. I know a lot of buyers or sellers are doing that now. So you should be able to find somebody that would offer owner financing for you. So step 2 or 1 would be find an agent that you trust and work exclusively with them. The idea of like pitting different agents against each other and trying to find the best deal possible literally doesn't work. And I know a lot of people would disagree with me on that in the sense that they want to make the process as hard as possible in the old school negotiation methodology. And fine, more power to you. But for me, I'm not going to work with buyers who are doing that. So find an agent that works on your behalf. The literal laws of the agency that we have to follow, agency laws require that we have your best interest at heart 100% of the time. So your agent not only should know that, but should be good at that. But you also want to find an agent that specializes in what you're looking for. Like me as a land guy, I'm really not that great at being able to help you find a house in downtown Austin, to be honest with you. I can do it, but I would much rather refer you to somebody else who's great at it and who's been doing it for a long period of time. But if you want land in the state of Texas, I don't know who you'd ask for be better. But same thing with commercial. Obviously, what you're looking for depends on who you're looking for. Maybe you even speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. Lo siento, no lo hago. But find the guy that's right, guy or girl that's right for you, and go with that. Step 3, work within the parameters and your realistic budget. So you've got that pre-approval, you know what you want as far as like the size of the house, the size of the land, the distance to the grocery store, whatever that is. And I understand Zillow is a great resource. You can go online, you can find all kinds of listings. But at the end of the day, the whole purpose of what we're trying to do is to narrow this down into things that are relevant. So you don't want to go look at a $5 million house if you've got $5,000 in the bank, right? That's obvious. There are less obvious examples of the same thing that as an agent, we kind of know what you're looking for and what's going to work and what's not. And more often than not, the more that you're looking outside of that, the more time you're wasting, the more frustrated you're going to get, frustrated your agent's going to get, and just the less likely you are to get to the right period, the right product that you want with the energy that you need to be able to make that a reality. So keep in mind too, down payment. If you got $5,000 today and you think you're going to have 20,000 in 3 weeks, you won't. And believe me, it happens a lot. I have a lot of people that have told me that in the past. We do some owner financing deals and they'll come to me with a small amount of money, swearing that by the 15th, they're going to have a large amount of money. Almost never happens. So keep that in mind. Same thing with the monthly budget. You've got to make these payments sometimes for 360 different times. Make sure you can afford it. Taxes, same thing. You have to consider in the city, out of the city, in a special use district. There's a lot of different reasons why your taxes may be much higher than you think based on where you currently live, and make sure that you budget that in and stay within that when you're looking. So number 3, communicate. This is a big thing. I don't know why, but a lot of people have an issue with being able to return phone calls. It causes some of the most frustration and lost deals on a lot of the transactions that I've been part of. I can't tell you how many times people have reached out to me online or via text or through the MLS, whatever. They reached out, they got the information, they wanted to know about a certain piece of property. I try to get back with them. They've completely ghosted me. And then miraculously, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe 6 months later, they call back and say, hey, is that property still there? Of course it's not. So there's legitimate reasons, I'm sure, why they didn't call back. But by respecting each other's time, maybe that legitimate reason was either something that we could have worked within, or I could have known, hey, when another piece of property similar to this comes up, let me know. That way you don't miss out on exactly what you want at the price that you want it. So there's a common thing that if you haven't heard this before, it's because the agents haven't told you, buyers are liars. And that unfortunately is, it's a joke, but unfortunately it's been a joke because there's a lot of buyers that have done that. And so whole point, I don't want you to be that kind of buyer. I don't think that gets you the best deal. So don't ghost your agent. Call them back, text them, say, hey, it's not right time for me. I'm not into it. That's a piece of crap property, whatever it is, but keep that communication going. If you decide to buy, not to buy, it's no big deal. It literally happens all the time. So don't think that you're the only special person that shopped 26 properties and then never picked one. And if you have, again, if you want your agent to act professionally, you have to also. So it's just kind of how it works. So number 4, explain why you don't like what you don't like. And that one to me seems simple, but unfortunately happens a lot where I don't know why the person didn't like the property because for some reason they aren't explaining it. So my job is to go through literally thousands of listings in the region that you're looking at. We're going to be over budget on some. It's going to be the wrong school district in some. The bad county faces north to south, but you want east to west. That's fine, but explain it, because what the whole idea is, I'm supposed to take this entire pie of everything and trim it down to be where there's 2 or 3, 5, 6 maybe that are perfect for you. And I can't do that without feedback. So your agent needs you to tell them what it is you don't like about the properties that you don't like, so that we can then find what you do like and get that for you. So just be as clear as you possibly can and say why. If you don't know why, say so. If we're a partnership, we're working together, right? Number 5, and I say this all the time, my only job is to drive around on dirt and answer questions. So number 5 is ask questions. You've got to help me do my job. If you don't understand something, ask. If you don't understand where the electricity comes in and how it works with this or whatever, if even on the lending side, if you don't understand how some of the payment processes work and the timelines, ask. That's the job. We want those questions. I want those questions for sure. If you feel taken advantage of, ask. Mention like, why do I feel like I'm getting screwed on this deal? And I can explain it to you. Maybe in a way you are. And I mean, my job is to watch out for your best interests. So if you are getting screwed, we're supposed to find that and fix it. But if you feel that way, let me know, because we're supposed to fix that. So if you want to see the property again, let's go back out. If everything I showed you just completely sucks, tell me. Like, you got to let us know. Ask questions, get feedback, right? So that's really it. It's not that complicated. So for sure, you've got to spend time making sure you partner with the right agent, one that you can trust that's going to do a good job for you. But sharing how you can be a great buyer, I feel like now you're empowered to kind of be in the driver's seat in a way. And so I hope this helps, and happy shopping out there. Good luck.